This particular skill is really, really hard to learn. And the reason is because they're afraid. What are they afraid of? So let me give you the example of how to deal with resistance in a marriage. I had to learn this because my life was a wreck. I was a really nice guy, but I had lots of relational problems. I came from a really dysfunctional family, and my marriage was dysfunctional, and I didn't know what was wrong, so I started going to cognitive therapy and learning all this stuff. Now, I learned the principle that I just showed you in therapy, but I never could see it in the marriage. Then I saw the same principle in sales training, and it clicked in the sales training. It clicked in business, and once it clicked in the business, it clicked in the marriage. Now, why could I not see it in the marriage? This is really important. Anybody got any ideas? Go. Too close. I'm so emotionally involved in that marriage, I can't see anything. It's so risky. But once I began to see it, I could respond in a healthier manner. And here's the response in the marriage. The wife came home, was limping really bad. I came home, she was limping because she had fallen off the deck and hurt her foot. Saturday morning, I offered her some ibuprofen, but it was 600 milligrams because you had to get a script to get it, because I had it for my foot, and it helped. And I said, I moved toward her. I got the medicine out of the cabinet, and I moved toward her, and I sat the medicine on the aisle and said, you ought to take this medicine. It'll help your foot. It helped mine. And she threw her hands up and said, are you effing crazy? Now, that's a good place to have a fight, right? I used to do that. We'll conflict. Well, boy, don't offend me. We'll get to go in here. It'll last a month, She said, are you effing crazy? Cursed me. It said this, I'm allergic to penicillin. Here we go. How do you get into agreement with that? You say, you're right. Take the medicine and put it up. Okay? Then I said this. I said, not only that, but the doctor told me that if you weren't careful and you took it on an empty stomach, it would upset your stomach. So even if it helped your foot, probably wouldn't be worth it. I just walked out the room. Any ideas what you think she did? She took the medicine for a week, and it helped her foot. So when you get resistance in a relationship, whether it's in business or whether it's in personal relationships, don't push back. It's not going to help you because the person on the other end is not listening. The rule in listening is, in order to hear the other person, you're going to have to let go of your agenda. And you're going to have to humble yourself. What's your agenda when you're trying to get a listing and you're arguing, they want you to list it at a price you can't sell it for? What's your agenda? Your agenda is, I got to get this listing no matter what. I want this listing, I need this listing, I got to get this listing. You got to let go of your agenda so you can hear them. You got to humble yourself so you can hear them. And if you can really hear the other person, you might get to a place where you can help them. You might not. But are you willing to do those things that you know that are going to harm you? And I would say be very, very careful, be really clear and have really good clarity about what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. The reason I couldn't give the reason I chose not to give the CEO of the beer distribution business a discount was because that was his problem. See, he was doing those things. I could already sense by listening to him. And it's like a belief system that he has. So if I had done that, I would have lost all credibility. So I wasn't going to be able to help him if I had given that up. These are skills. This particular skill is really, really hard to learn. And very, very few people learn it and execute it. And the reason is because they're afraid. What are they afraid of? Any ideas of what you would be afraid of? Say that louder. Fear of failure. Fear of hearing no. Okay? No is a really good place to start growing. Hearing no, you got to learn how to hear no so you can say no. But no's a bad word for us because it represents a lot of bad stuff. I have somebody in my family, and if you tell this person no, they come unglued. And the reason they come unglued is because they think that means you don't love them. But that's not what no means. No's just a word that I have to say to protect myself. There are times where I'm going to not be able to do something, and the way that I protect myself is by saying no. But I have to learn how to hear no. Because everybody has a right to say no, and I must respect their no. But when you hear no, that's a good place to start over so you can get to the real crux of the matter.